Welcome to CTV News Your Canada. It's Wednesday, November 5th. We'll bring you profiles of fascinating Canadians and stories about your community. Thanks for watching.
Taking the concept of street art indoors.
Once we had seen what this was turning into, I think it really dawned on us all that, wow, this is something that is truly special.
Forget About It is a new mixed material exhibit at the Tagliatelle Galleries in Toronto by Montreal-based artist Sticky Peaches, paying tribute to his Italian heritage, his parents' work as a tailor and seamstress, his love of Star Wars, and art.
But what's beautiful about this particular sculpture is how he's able to sort of capture his background, where he comes from.
They were coming to get suits measured for them, and I was playing with these Star Wars toys. So I just merged the two to kind of tell the story of, what I was living through as a young boy.
The project was 3 years in the making and combines a variety of materials, including Carrara marble from Italy.
And he mentioned that he wanted to work with marble. So that was kind of the manifestation into the universe, into the type of project that we're presenting today.
Each piece designed to resonate with people for a different reason.
It has the three components that were really cool to me, my husband being Italian, my husband being a Star Wars fanatic, and the Carrara marble. You can't help but not be drawn to that piece of art.
Giving you something different to see each time you look.
The Forget About It exhibit is a mix of street art and the more refined pieces, and will be here for free to view at the Tagliatelle Gallery through to the end of November. Jessica Smith, CTV News.
Cheering on their favorite hockey team, spirits are high inside Sunnybrook Veterans Centre as more than 50 Canadian war veterans, including Ben Williston, have the opportunity to share stories with some of their favorite Toronto Maple Leafs.
I joined up for the Korean conflict in 1950. I had to forge my mother's name to say I was 17.
Ahead of Remembrance Day next week, current Maple Leafs Bobby McMahon, Steve Lawton, and Stephen Lorentz, alongside alumni Wendell Clark, are spending the afternoon honoring Canada's heroes and telling sacred tales.
The Leaf jersey from the Harold Ballard days were the only team that the sweaters got dry cleaned after every game.
The bond between the Maple Leafs and Canada's military dates back over a century to founder Conn Smythe, who served in both world wars and named his team after the symbol Canadian soldiers wore with pride.
Never gets old. They're the true team. The veterans, they're what we strive to be as teams that play hockey. And anytime you can get out and have just a good day, fun day, and relaxing day for the guys.
And while many of these veterans grew up cheering for the blue and white long before today's roster was even born, they're able to connect generations through hockey.
This is a joyful day. Really good. They've been doing it for a long time, and I hope to keep on doing it in the future.
For Kitchener, Ontario's Stephen Lorentz, spending quality time with veterans has become a tradition. He was also here last year and even received a special invitation.
I had heard about the Johnny Bauer pub, and it was just very cool to, to meet some of the veterans here that have, been here for a long time, supported us for a long time. And when I got word that, we could go down and have a beer too, that, that was a no-brainer for me. So we just sat down and I got to listen to some of their stories, and it was a very cool, very humbling experience.
And for many of these veterans, heading down to the Johnny Bauer Arms pub is exactly what they're looking forward to again.
Last time they were here, we made a breakthrough and we took them down to the pub. We never had enough time to do that. We're going down to the pub in a few minutes here.
And as the Maple Leafs and veterans head to the pub, it's a reminder that remembrance will live on well beyond November 11th. Rahim Ladani, CTV News.
In a charming beach town just south of London, this group of women sit and knit. Laughter and conversation fill the room, but their handmade creations tell stories of their own.
A lot of us have experience with vets, or we came from families. My family in particular came from Belgium, and my parents were children during the war.
With many in search of a way to honor and remember fallen soldiers, the Port Stanley Poppy Project came to life.
Just thought someone should do this, and then I also thought, well, maybe that someone should be me.
With more than 15,000 3,000 poppies covering the town, organizers say volunteers have dedicated months of their time. They say poppies just like this one take nearly a half an hour to make.
There's barely over 3,000 people in Port Stanley, and the 106 volunteers that worked diligently in creating all these poppies have made this vision come to fruition.
Started back in January of last year, organizers say they were blown away by the community's support.
The reaction and the response that we have seen within this community and beyond on what we have accomplished has been incredible. So it's just brought the whole community even closer.
So as the knitted and crocheted poppies sway gently in the wind, serving as a symbol of remembrance, the women sit and knit. Lawrence Stallone, CTV News.
Hi.
Flat Angel says his backyard chickens aren't like regular chickens. They're cool chickens.
Hi, girls.
With names like Lindsay Low Hen and Hennifer Lopez or Henny from the flock.
If I open the door for them, they'll follow me around the whole backyard. They think I'm their leader or their mom or whatever. Who runs streets?
There are many benefits to being a hen leader.
I used to get all sorts of bugs. Haven't had a single problem this year. No disease. Our food waste has dropped by 80%.
The Cambridge resident says there's also mental health benefits. These hens have a calming effect.
They do give you a sense of peace and, order.
But in the city of Cambridge, backyard chickens are prohibited. Before Angel got his, he also got a note from his doctor.
My doctor happens to be in Kitchener, where obviously you're allowed to have chickens, so this isn't a problem. A few of his patients already have them, and they were great for anxiety and, like I said, depression.
Up to 4 hens are also allowed in Waterloo and Wilmot Township. Some Cambridge residents are hoping to change that, with the petition making the rounds.
Hence why we got so many petitions from this neighborhood. A lot of them are, my neighbors and my friends. I mean, we could start a little chicken army if we had to.
My wife and my daughter do.
Justin Van Hevel and his daughter are from the Hespeler area. They have their own hens, but not for long.
October 22nd is when I was issued my notice saying you have till the 11th to remove them.
Van Hevel says he got them mainly to have access to cheap eggs.
My egg cost right now is down below $2.50 a dozen.
But he already has plans for them to be moved outside the city, to his daughter's dismay.
They're just so curious and loving.
They'll still visit their hens and hope to have them back one day.
I'm definitely hoping the city changes the rules. I would love to have my chickens back here and be able to pick fresh eggs.
The petition currently has more than 1,500 signatures urging council to reconsider and allow feathered friends back in the backyards of Cambridge residents. We reached out to the city for comment, but did not hear back. Heather Centerin, CTV News, Cambridge.
21-year-old Alex Lang and 16-year-old Serafina Kaloran have been selected to represent Canada at the World Championships of Acrodance. Acrodance is a highly technical style that combines ballet, modern dance, and gymnastic tumbling, demanding both athleticism and artistry. For Lang, it's a return to the international stage. He's already won 2 world titles and is hoping to make it 3.
It's the Dance World Championships. They usually hold competitions all over Europe and North America, and it's basically the Olympics of dance, so it's super, super important for us dancers out here.
Lang, who's been coaching Kaloran, also trains under Vancouver choreographer Lexi Cox, who's designed his routine for this year's competition.
She's been a great mentor for a lot of us. I've known her for a few years, and she's really helped me become a better dancer, but also a better choreographer and teacher.
Preparation for the international competition is both physically and mentally demanding, with every move having to be perfectly executed, not on mats, but on hard stage floors. For Kaloran, it's her first trip to the World Championships and a dream come true.
I've worked really hard, especially over the past 2 years. So once I started working harder and started putting goals, like every month I said, I want to get this trick, and I would do everything that I could to get that trick.
She's hoping to follow in the footsteps of the acrobatic dancers she admires with Cirque du Soleil and show the world what young Canadian talent can do when passion meets dedication. Lang and Killorn compete starting November 17th in Milan. Kevin Green, CTV News, Calgary.
The intersection.
Laurentian Givelishin was driving south on Highway 11 October 13th, passing the intersection near Grasswood Road when he was hit by this eastbound SUV. The impact sent his car rolling 3 times, landing upside down. While he escaped without major injuries, he says the outcome could have been much worse, and he's now determined to make sure it doesn't happen to others.
I will do everything in my power to change the safety regulation on this intersection. It's not only for today, for us, it's also for tomorrow for our children.
Givelishin, a pediatric intensive care doctor, says he treats children who have been injured in crashes, giving him even more motivation to push for change.
I have to take care of them after they come after such a critical accident. And in many situations, they are not as lucky as I am today.
Lindy Ooms drives this stretch of road often and passed by shortly after the crash.
I saw the car flipped over on the other side of the road. I saw there was glass everywhere and my heart just stopped.
She says this intersection is notoriously unsafe. It's support like this and accounts from others about safety here which pushed Givelishin to start a petition asking for an overpass. The Ministry of Highways responded to CTV News saying it appreciates the concerns raised by the petition, adding measures have already been taken at this intersection, like speed being reduced to 100 from 110, north and southbound left turning lanes, acceleration lanes, intersection lighting, and 2 stop signs with flashing lights. It adds the ministry will continue to monitor this intersection for potential improvements. SGI, meanwhile, tells us that there were 11 collisions at this location from 2020 to 2024, about 2 a year. In those, 6 people were injured, no fatalities reported in that time. So Givelishin tells me that he has a hard time driving on this stretch of road with the memory of that day still fresh in his mind, but he is hopeful that positive change is possible here. Carla Shinkaruk, CTV News, Saskatoon.
A new device is in use at the Pasqua Hospital. The Da Vinci surgical system has conducted almost 20 surgeries since September.
If you're a young surgeon, this is another way, another tool in your toolbox.
The robot-assisted system has a surgeon situated at the control panel, guiding the robot's arms that hold tiny surgical tools, as well as a 3D camera, which creates a detailed outline for the surgeon. The system is said to filter out hand tremors, sometimes induced by stress or fatigue. The key is efficiency.
All of these things kind of combine to lead to kind of these better patient outcomes that it's been discussed over and over, decreased post-op complications, decreased pain, shorter hospital stays.
This is the 3rd Da Vinci surgical system that has landed in Saskatchewan. St. Paul's Hospital in Saskatoon has 2, the first arriving back in 2022. The health minister noting that the new system in Regina can be more geographically accommodating for those in southern Saskatchewan.
If you live in a place like Assiniboia, if you live in a place like Yorkton or Estevan, if you have to have major surgery, that typically happens in Regina.
The system can be used to remove cancerous tumors in organs, as well as urology, kidney, and bladder procedures. It can also be used for hysterectomies and hernias. More specialized procedures will be added as more surgeons are trained.
If you're comparing laparoscopic surgery to robotic surgery, the scale of benefits is less, especially with the smaller procedures. With the bigger procedures, there's a lot of evidence for decreased complication rates, less pain, lower readmission rates.
The Pasqua Hospital is aiming to conduct 300 annual surgeries with the Da Vinci device once it's fully operational. Damien Smith, CTV News, Regina.
Good afternoon, everyone, and here's your weather report for today and the next few days.
Michelina Debacle practices her read before delivering her weekly forecast for Prescott News, a YouTube channel she started a year ago.
If there's a warning, then I'll talk about what the warning is, and then I get on with the 7-day forecast.
She's had a passion for weather since she was a kid, and her love for broadcasts started in high school.
When I was going to summer camps, I would write down the weather on a piece of paper and then show it to the camp counselors.
She's come a long way since joining the Prescott group 10 years ago. Back then, she started on the PA system, and eventually her recordings were sent out to staff and members. These days, it's in front of a live audience, both in person and online.
Saturday night, showers low +4. And for Sunday,
we try to encourage Michelina to do as much learning and skill development as possible for her weather. And any opportunity that she has, she's either teaching our participants, her co-workers and friends, and staff.
Michelina creates a backdrop using Canva, then records herself reading the weekly report from Environment Canada.
Dun, 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 dun. And I start talking. And it shows the Prescott logo too at the bottom corner, just like how on TV you would see the CTV symbol.
The team at the Prescott Group helps Michelina put it all together and hope teaching her these skills will open doors.
She has a great support staff, Hannah, that does it with her, so they work on the effects and the digital side of things and editing. So that's a whole other skill development that's coming along with it.
Michelina currently has 17 subscribers to her channel. And after she posts her report every Monday, the first thing she looks for are the views.
I want to get more viewers to watch it, just like to do with TV, but it's better than nothing. I have some way to be included.
Michelina's dream is to grow her YouTube following and share Prescott news with the world.
Michelina Balco, Prescott News, Halifax.
Very good. Emma Convey, CTV News, Halifax.
Awesome, very good.
The Canadian people, they like smoky and spicy.
It's back to business as usual for Fresh Nuts store owner Farhan Shabit after some pistachios were recalled from his store.
We remove it immediately. When the food agency called me, I remove it from the counter.
4 flavors of pistachios previously sold at Fresh Nuts are part of a recall by the Canadian Food Inspection Agency. Shabit wants customers to know the contamination didn't originate from his store.
This is from the ground from Iran.
The pistachios that may have been contaminated were sold between April 8th and last Wednesday.
We put the item, pistachio, almonds, peanuts, cashews, everything.
Shabit says all of the nuts they sell are roasted in-house daily at more than 400 degrees. According to the CFIA, salmonella can be killed when food is cooked to a safe internal temperature. Shabit says the pistachios have been replaced with a new brand.
Then there's no reason why consumers should not go to the store and buy those pistachios.
Food safety professor Lawrence Goodridge says salmonella is often associated with meat, but can contaminate all kinds of food.
Vegetables like cantaloupes, nuts like almonds and pistachios, chocolate, flour, cereal.
Salmonella contamination can give people mild to serious symptoms that resolve over a week.
If you are middle-aged and healthy, then you will have symptoms that could include vomiting, diarrhea, fever.
No illnesses have been reported since the recall, a relief for Shabit since nuts are his specialty. Miriam Valdez-Carletti, CTV News, Edmonton.
David McDonald and his crew have a lot of work to do to get old crosswalks touched up.
We're putting down, it's a durable product. It's called thermoplastic. So we mix it up.
But not just with any design. They will have Remembrance Day themes on them and will be done in time for the day of commemoration and reflection.
I'm a base brat, so my dad was in the military, so we grew up on bases all over the place.
McDonald successfully introduced the crosswalk concept to local municipalities in the Nipissing district and is giving his time, staff resources, equipment and materials to see them painted over the next few days.
We're donating all these to anybody that wants one that we can put out because Remembrance Day is important.
He also plans to maintain them for the next 5 years.
Very, very special for a veteran to serve for their country, and then with this kind of recognition now, it just lifts the heart up a little bit.
Having already completed 2 of these crosswalks in calendar, McDonald and his crew finished another 3 in front of Bort Longyear Memorial Gardens in North Bay, with a 6th planned in East Ferris later this week.
It's a sign of pride, and it reminds me of why I'm here.
McDonald's father was a CF-101 pilot and an officer for 28 years. His two grandfathers also served in World War II. One of them was a motorcycle dispatch.
He crossed another German soldier coming the opposite way. He got off his motorcycle, grabbed his gun, went up to the top of the hill. As the other German soldier was coming up the other side to do the same thing to him, they both waved at each other and went on their way.
And he's hoping these symbols of remembrance will last for years to come.
I'd like to see people looking at the crosswalk and thinking of their relatives that went through the wars.
Eric Tashner, CTV News, North Bay.
Beverly Jean Hancock was feeling overwhelmed about the general state of the world.
I think that I was shocked and depressed.
When she made a specific realization.
That there was days where I hardly smiled, I hardly laughed.
So, Beverly Jean decided to do something about it.
I thought about what made me smile, and I started smiling more.
Which made her wonder what made other people smile. So, the professional painter began handing out cards to strangers, inviting them to send her joyful pictures to inspire her next art exhibit.
And I was quite surprised at how eager people were to tell me what made them smile.
And Beverly Jean painted more than 50 of them, which included the ultra-specific doing goat yoga, savoring that first lick of ice cream, and learning to juggle while riding a unicycle and playing the harmonica at the same time.
When I looked at the photos, I would just light up.
Most of the pictures Beverly Jean was sent were more universal, showing smiling with friends, dancing with partners, or just walking hand in hand.
Small sentiments of love and affection and joy.
Well, a bubble machine's been set up outside the Gage Gallery to inspire smiles before people even enter her exhibit. Beverly Jean is committed to keep cultivating joy even after the last bubble pops.
I believe that we can connect deeply in a place of joy.
So, instead of spending too much time small-talking about what's going wrong with the world, she now asks others what's going right in their lives.
Like, when's the last time your grandchild said something funny?
Beverly Jean also tries to learn and share at least one joke a day.
So what did one strawberry say to the other strawberry?
What?
It's your fault we're in this jam.
Beverly Jean has also learned that whether it's watching the way a bird walks or appreciating how a musician multitasks, that even when the rain is falling down, if you start looking up, you will always find something to make you smile. Adam Sawatsky, CTV News, Victoria.